this, and it has been a while since I've actually done a sit-down video, so I'm sorry for the wait. I promised that I would do a freckle tattoo Q&A video in December, and it's March, so again, I am sorry for the wait. This video is going to be the only tattoo freckle Q&A I'm ever going to do, so if I miss your question or if you have another question that is unique to these that I am answering here, feel free to comment down below. And I also have social media. If you feel the need to ask me there, go ahead. Links are in the description below. When I posted my freckle tattoo video, I wasn't sure how people would take it. I know that at the time it was actually kind of popular to use makeup to create freckles on your face, to do certain looks and whatever. So I didn't know how getting them actually tattooed onto my face with a needle would be received. And I want to thank you guys for the most part being so supportive. I didn't expect so many people to be interested, shocked, in awe, or just so nice. And I am very happy to have all of you. Most of the reactions to my video were positive. People were saying that they've wanted to do this, others were just telling me I was good looking, some people were saying that it was just a very interesting thing that can happen, other people were shouting that they're next, and just overall in general, people were very positive about what happened. But like with anything that happens in the world, there was also a little bit of negativity, and to be honest, it's so little that it's nearly insignificant. Some of the negativity didn't even seem like negativity, it just seemed more like an actual like critique, like how the person thought about these things, instead of blatantly telling me that there's something wrong with me. Also in this video, I took all the comments and I grouped the similar ones together, so I'm not shouting out any specific person, I'm just getting the information that people want. Let's get into the actual questions, shall we? People asked me where they can get their freckles tattooed. First, I would say that there's no specific place you can get your freckles tattooed. It all depends on your taste, the artist's style, their ability to do it, their willingness to do it, and where you are. The first thought that came to mind was, well, if I'm gonna get a tattoo artist, I should go to a tattoo parlor. And the first parlor I went to referred me to cosmetic tattoo artists in town. I asked them and they said that they would not do it. Even though freckle tattoos can be considered cosmetic tattoos, they're still just tattoos, and it does not mean that cosmetic artists do them. So I continued to look because I had it in my head that I wanted to have my freckles be darkened. So I kept searching, and I found two artists who were willing to do it. The first artist I asked didn't even see me before giving me an estimate of the price, and it was way too much. I heard him over the phone. I called, a woman picked up, and she asked him how much he would charge to have freckle tattoos on the face, and he just immediately said $200. He didn't even like think, there was no estimate, there was no guessing, whatever, it was just $200, and I was like, yeah, no. So I didn't go to that guy. I went downtown and asked again, and I was referred to someone in Blaque Tattoo. That's where I ended up going. The woman who did my tattoos, his name is Lacy Zee. I will link her information down below. She's really cool, she's really nice. You have to make sure you trust the person. You have to make sure that it's within the price range you can handle, that you trust the person, that if you do not like what they're putting on your face, you're not afraid to tell them to erase it before the actual tattoo goes on. And it's all about trust. You've got to make sure that you can find someone who will do it, who's willing, who can do it for an affordable price, and is going to do just what you want them to do, not what they think is good. Just being a tattoo artist does not make them automatically all-knowing of what is good for you and what will look good on you. So it's best to find someone to do what you want them to. So there is no real answer to that question, to be honest, because it's all subjective and it has to do with where you are, who you can trust, how much it costs, and whether the person is even skilled. So go on a search. It's the safest bet you've got. People were asking if they were real and permanent, or if they were going to fade, and if they were going to fade, if they were going to change color. Yes, they are real. In fact, if you go back to my freckle tattoo video, there is a part of her actually putting it on. She actually used a tattoo gun and tattooed my face. As for fading, you can probably tell that it's faded a hell of a lot. And I have to say, they faded perfectly. They're just exactly what I wanted. As for whether they'd change color, this worried me, so I looked it up. It turns out that if you get tattoos in general, just any kind of tattoo, from someone who uses cheap ink or certain inks that have like certain metals in them. They can change color over time, but I didn't go to a place that uses cheap ink. I went to a place where they use true pigments that stay as they are and fade, but not fade to a different color, if that makes sense. Someone thought they might fade to green. Again, that has to do with like really cheap ink. And someone thought they'd fade to purple. I've never heard of that before in my life. Other than bruising, I've never heard of a tattoo turning purple. So,
what?
Did it hurt, and how long is it going to take to heal? So, in some places it hurt. I didn't actually feel it on my cheek over here, but the closer she got to my nose and my lips, the more it hurt. So, like my eye watered. I actually got some put onto that little dark circle area and some up here on my eyelid, and yeah, those ones hurt. As for how long it would take to heal, since they're basically, for the most part, like a lot of them are the size of like any tiny abrasion you'd get from popping a pimple or whatever, it takes about a week to heal. If it was like a full face tattoo, that would be entirely different, because that would be creating like a huge like area that would be scabbing over and needing to heal. But since they were small spots, it just took a week. And of course, they were really dark at first, even after they had healed, but since then I've like regrown new skin cells and they faded a lot. And that's just exactly what I wanted, so. What color did the artist use? In my family, we're not the typical pale-skinned family. I'm actually multiracial. I come from all over the place. And so the freckles that my family tends to have are not red or reddish in hue, they're actually just brown. So I used my brother's freckles as an inspiration, and we did a medium shade brown. And then the second session that I had, which was a week later, was even lighter. So we used the darker ink on this area, and then we used the lighter shade to spread around my face some more. They were not black or blue. She used black and blue black and blue pens to draw the spots that we were going to tattoo, but we did not use those colors. I would feel very strange if I chose to make my freckles black and blue. As cool as that would be, I am not that badass, and I don't think I'd be very cool with that permanently on my face for the rest of my life, so.
I went the natural route.
How much did it cost? Altogether, mine cost $130. Now, that's $70 less than $200, which was the first estimate from the first guy, but it's actually worth it. And the reason is because I did it in 2 sessions. If I had done it in one, it probably would have stayed at $70, but I decided to be smart about it, and instead of doing all of my freckles at once and regretting it later, I did my first session of the darkest shade of freckles, and then I waited to see how they'd heal, and then got a second set of lighter shade. And so where I went, because of course the cost is completely subjective. Again, it has to do with where you are, where you go, who the artist is, and where I went, which was Black Owl Tattoo again, of course, you are required to pay a $50 fee, which is basically included in the price of your tattoo. So every tattoo you get there is $50, and it goes up per hour depending, you know, on your artist. It was $130. This person, I do not know how to say your name, and I am so sorry about that, wrote, "This is so funny. I have natural freckles on my nose and cheeks and pretty much all over my face, but lighter. I spend a good amount of money on expensive creams to get rid of them." You are not alone. I have heard very bad things about freckles my whole life. My brother has a lot of them, and he was embarrassed about them too, and he probably would have given anything to get rid of them. And to be honest, I actually made fun of him for them when we were little. It makes sense that a lot of people who have freckles want to get rid of them, and a lot of people who don't have freckles want to have them, because, to be honest, they are so fucking cute. I would never encourage anyone to go get freckle tattoos, and I would never encourage anyone to remove their own. Again, it's none of my business what you decide to do with your face and your body. It's completely your business, and so it's not my place to tell you, yeah, you should go get this done. It's really cool. And it's also not my business to tell you that you should get rid of a feature that you have, you know. You can't help it. It's part of you. It's entirely your business, not mine, and I'm not going to try to get into your life and tell you what to do. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. I remember making fun of my brother for his freckles too. And I'm sorry about that, brother. I would definitely like to address these comments by Michelle Maja. "Sorry, but they're only cute when it's all natural, not fake. Sorry, just saying looks dumb. Be yourself." Why try to be someone you're not? Obviously you're doing this because it's a stupid trend now. I swear, what is this shitty world coming to? Damn, be yourself, you're beautiful without them. First of all, there, your, and a hell of a lot of other grammatical mistakes that I don't have time to mess with. But let's move on to actually what was said. So here, where she's saying that they're only cute when they're natural and not fake. Everything and anything anyone ever does to their body is completely up to them. With the obviously you're doing this because it's a stupid trend now. So let me give you a little bit of a timeline. I did this 9 months ago. I could have had a baby during the time that I have spent since having these freckle tattoos put on my face. Back then, it was not a trend. I'm not saying that I'm a trendsetter in any way whatsoever, because I have no fucking clue, but I do remember that at the time doing henna freckles and like makeup freckles was a thing, and that's been a thing since like the history of for fucking ever. People have been putting freckles on their faces as with makeup forever. And I remember one day, it was actually probably a year ago that I decided that I wanted to get them tattooed onto my face. I remember looking at myself in the mirror and seeing my natural freckles, which I do have, by the way, a shit ton of them, and thinking that I would like them to be darker. I told myself, as soon as I am able to afford it, I am going to go get freckle tattoos, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't even think about it any more than that. I was just like, you know what, I want to tattoo my freckles darker, and I went and got it done. This freckle tattoo trend that's been going on, I looked it up recently. At the time, none of these results came up, but recently I looked up freckle tattoos again. It looks like a lot more people are doing this, and I had no idea that other people were doing this. But all of those articles that came out in February or March. So it's a brand new trend. There's the timeline. 9 months ago, I did this. Now, it's a trend. Not saying that I said it though. And as for being myself, well, I'm still as big of an asshole as I was before I got them tattooed on my face. Looks like nothing's changed. Be yourself 101 is doing things you want. I wanted to do this, so I did. I liked Rocky Road ice cream before I got this done. I still like Rocky Road ice cream. I was a Japanese major.
I'm still a Japanese major.
It looks like I'm still myself. Again, I would never encourage anyone to do any sort of body modification, but if that's something you feel like you need to do in order to be your better self or be your best self, you know, to be yourself to the best of your ability, that's your business. And if it's what you want to do, go the fuck ahead. Don't let this Michelle person tell you that it's ugly because she doesn't like it personally. I've always been an asshole. I was an asshole before this happened, so you can shove that up your ass. Mellow Mode Missoula on Twitter asked me if I did it myself. No, I did not. And Vanilla, my girl, asked me if I'm planning to get any other tattoos in the future. Yes, I am definitely planning to get more tattoos in the future. I am still trying to decide whether I want to have full body tattoos like a legit mafia, or if I just want to do the little things that I want to do. I have a tattoo planned for my left foot. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because in the event that I get it done when I can afford it and whatnot, and that's going to be a long time from now, I will be making a video about it. I also have another tattoo idea for my back, but I'm not sure that it's one that I'll actually get done. It may be possible that I'll just draw it and let somebody else do it, which is just as cool. I've designed tattoos for other people before, so that's it for my tattoo Q&A. If there is anything else you'd like to know about them, feel free to ask me in the comments below and on my social media, which is in the description box. I'll be around. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Dane!